Hello, welcome to the demo of Ask Aura, the world's first AI coach that makes work more human. We are different than any other AI coach out there in that we are personalized with a layer of psychometric insight about each person, team, group that's not just taking information from the internet. So, Ask Aura is bringing psychometrics as a surface, as a reality. It's AI, picture ChatGPT interface of asking questions to a chatbot called Aura in workflows like Grammarly that sits within Microsoft Teams and Slack and Cisco WebEx and Zoom and Outlook around the content of psychometrics. It is the future of talent management using AI, and it is guaranteeing improved leadership. We're the only tool that improves engagement. No, we are not an engagement survey, and we improve team collaboration and performance. The real problem today at large companies, and any company really, is that talent management and talent development is not scalable or effective. Budgets are going down, and it's hard to have coaches and psychometric tools used for all employees. And so coaching is expensive, $30,000 for twice a month coaches for your executives. It's really only for 5 to 10% of employees, and the workshops cost 15 to 20,000. Once people take those assessments in those workshops, they ask, what do we do with this now? And they don't really use them after. They're really one and done. And so those psychometric tools like DISC and Predictive Index and Strength Finders, Clifton Strengths, et cetera, Hogan, never really get used by those 10% of employees. And for sure, it has not been democratized to all employees because nothing's been integrated. Ask Aura solves all of these challenges. We were built specifically to solve those challenges with AI. And so we do deliver coaching for all, not just your top 10%. It's built into all of your workflows, so no logins, no hassles. You can get 10,000 people up and running in one day, and it's instant actionable insights right where you need them. Our AI is enterprise level that does not store to learn, so there's no data risk or personal risk with information being shared on the cloud with anyone else. Let's go ahead and show you the product. And it should be known that our science is actually now 40 years proprietary science, 36 questions in 10 minutes. We measure what Accenture believes cannot be measured by any tool in less than an hour. We measure behaviors in about 3 minutes. Most tools are 8. Picture Predictive Index, Strength Finders, Caliper, Berkman, and others, and DISC and MBTI. We measure motivators, which usually take an hour. It costs hundreds of dollars, not thousands, in just 4 minutes. And so we also measure what energizes someone. These two here are what are key for engagement that no other tool for the masses can capture. And it is statistically significant, the data that we have in those. And so we're integrated into Teams. Here's an example of Teams. You walk in and you can get information about yourself or anybody else in the company by searching for them, your behaviors, motivators, work energizers, your personas, the network. Now, this network can be customized where it's only whoever the company wants to see this information. So if it's 1,000 employees, it could be all 1,000, just 100, or just your leaders, or just certain teams. You can do a side-by-side with somebody and get that comparison about how people are compared. And then the real exciting thing is getting information about teams, a culture, a mapping of a team, diversity of thought chart about that team. And then the real powerful piece here, this Ask Aura button where you can understand yourself and others, working two people, leadership team dynamics, generational questions at work, DEI questions and belonging, and global work coaches. Now, these last three you can turn off if you do not want them, or for example, if you don't have an international company for those last ones. So let's jump in. Let's look at this guy, Mark. It welcomes you and says, hey, ask Aura anything about this person, Mark. You can select a category from these below here, or you can ask the question. So ask for the category or ask a question here in the open space to teach people and have everyone on a common AI journey. We've actually done the prompt engineering around common questions. So for instance, what is Mark's superpower at work? You can ask this question and Aura will, like a coach, not interview him, but read all of his assessment results that he rapidly identifies solutions. He empowers and develops others, adapts and innovates. If he's going to be a leader next week on a new cross-functional team that I'm part of, I can go in there and it'll show me what kind of leader he's going to be. And so he likes coaching and mentoring. He's decisive problem solver. He's empathetic, encourages engagement. This is a question here. What types of projects or assignments can make Mark the most engaged? There is no tool today on the planet that can answer this question at scale for all employees on what kind of projects you should give them. You could also ask specifically down here in the enter a question that you have 3 projects. One's an analysis project. Another one is a go-to-market project. Another one's a team cross-functional project. And ask Aura, which is the one that would get the most engaged. But what it's doing is it's looking at what motivates him, what kind of environment he likes to work in, and suggesting, that he likes collaborative projects, mentorship, creative. And if you were to do these things, Mark would be more engaged. And so this is a great way of keeping people engaged. All the way to seeing how somebody fits with a culture. You can type in or have your admin type in the culture of the company, of a division, even for a team that you're looking to internally pick someone. And you can ask, based on the company or the team's core values and culture, what we're trying to create on the team, how would Mark align to that culture? And would there be any gaps with Mark in this position at that company? And so, like an IO psychologist doing a 4-hour interview, Aura already has the interview done through the assessment and now can just quickly put points of alignment where he is aligned to the culture of this company, but also potential gaps. And now that you know this, it doesn't mean that you weaponize this and use it against him. You can now say, well, let's have some actionable strategies to get him more aligned with this culture. And so Aura now will put together a personalized development plan to get this person aligned to the culture of the team or the company based on how this person likes to learn, how they like to work, and other information can pull from the internet as well. AI readiness, a really top question that everybody wants to know, is every employee AI ready? Imagine asking McKinsey to figure that out for 1,000 employees. It could take 6 months, a couple million. You could actually do that for the same 1,000 with Ask Aura in one day, and just have HR send out a note to everybody to click these 3 buttons where everybody can see their strengths, their gaps, their risks around AI readiness. They can get resources from the internet, recommended tools, books, and content that are specific to this person, to their risks, their gaps, and the way they like to learn. So if they're a conceptual learner, it'll give them conceptual content. Practical learner, give them practical content. Again, personalized AI coach. No other AI coach gives this personalization touch at this level. Tools, books to be AI ready, all the way through to a roadmap to develop them, a development plan. Again, it would take an army from McKinsey or an army from a talent management group to do all this. This can be done for thousands of people in a day with a tool like Ask Aura. Again, democratizing talent management development away from just being for leaders, but for all mid-level managers and all employees as well. Here's the development plan using that information. You can also do interesting things like building a team or books. So how is this person, Mark, let's say you have a management book that you want everybody in the company to adhere to. For example, the Ram Charan leadership pipeline book. How is this person aligned to the leader and not aligned with that book? So instead of having people get assigned the book, never read it, never look at it, this tool actually will ensure that they understand what the book is, where they're aligned, and then where there's gaps with that book. And then you could even, for those gaps, for each person, have a development plan like this and go in and type the question with the development. While it's doing that, I can also explain that this is in every language in the world, and it is also voice activated on mobile platforms. So you're about to go into a meeting, pull over your car. How do I motivate this team? How do I work with Rhonda, etc. So here's the development plan for this person on being a leader, like the book articulates, where they might have difficulties, and giving them resources and books from the internet, as well as from any content from a library, internally from a company. Other things you can do is avoid conflict between 2 people. So I'd like to know, for example, what potential conflict could exist between me and another person. And so we've gone from understanding one person or yourself to how 2 people can better work together and come to the middle. And so this is going to identify where there might be conflict between us. Here are likely sources of conflict, and then how to avoid that conflict. You could also even ask it on the conflict question, what's a script for this person to address that conflict? What's a script for me, Juan, to approach Mark to address that potential conflict? So here's a script for me to address that conflict and points to remember. I can also, for anybody, rewrite an email. So I can dump in an email and have it rewrite this email about a product that this person, I want to influence them. And so it'll rewrite the email for this person the way they like to read, the way that's going to most land. And so you can do proper rewriting of emails, rewriting of performance reviews. I won't do that, but just imagine putting the content of performance review to be rewritten. That's not going to hurt someone's feelings, that really land the best to make that sensitive moment a really powerful, engaging moment. So here's the rewritten email and then the explanation of why it was rewritten that way. All the way to a group of people, let's say a group of 17 people in a team that I just got assigned to on a cross-functional project. I click here, I just pull over my car and I ask, hey, what's the culture and dynamics of this team? Now, what you're about to see typically would take 3 weeks for an IO psychologist. 3 weeks costs $20,000 to do a workshop to get this information. And now every single manager, every team leader at a company in one day can understand the culture and dynamics of their team, can understand how to motivate that team, can understand anything about that team. Pretty powerful stuff that used to only be for executive leaders and cost a ton of money. It was quite cost prohibitive. So here's how to motivate that team, how to train a team, tips for training this team, conflict within a team, the culture around a team, and even team members. Let's say you have a new employee, you want someone to mentor that person. Instead of asking for volunteers, they might not be the best mentors as volunteers. This will tell you of 1,000 employees, these are the best for mentoring. Who are the most change-oriented members of this team for a change management program? It'll show you the most change-oriented. So finding any person in a group database of thousands of employees who's the most creative, who's the most deliberate, who's the most methodical, anything you're looking for to put teams together as well. Who are the 5 people to create this team? You can do that as well, all the way to generational questions around work style, what values drive each workforce generation, communication, what's the difference in communication between generations in email, Slack, et cetera, for instance, questions that many people don't know where to go. We have all these things answered, and then you can overlay that. So here's the baby boomer generation, each and how they prefer to communicate, and overlay that with a person and how they are similar or different. Again, DEI, which, by the way, these last 3 you can turn on or off. Understanding around DEI, what does LGBTQ stand for? Some from basic to more complex questions around DEI that you can ask, as well as if you're going to work internationally and you're working with somebody from Brazil or any country, you can get recommendations around how to work, the work culture, what's the local approach to time, and are people punctual or more flexible? Any questions around leadership, multicultural teams, communications, for those things. Thank you very much. That is Ask Aura, the world's first AI coach that's personalized, different from any other coach out there, for all employees, democratizing leadership, team collaboration, engagement, and conflict resolution, and improving performance for everyone. Thank you very much.